Hi, good morning, guys. It is 8 a.m. right now. Well, actually, not 8 a.m. It better not be 8 a.m. because I have my appointment at 8 a.m. It is 7:40 and I'm on my way to my suppression check. No, not my suppression check. I'm sorry, guys. I had like the worst night's sleep last night. For some reason, I'm gonna get going because I'm gonna be late. For some reason, I just couldn't sleep. Like, I fell asleep fine, probably like around 10 p.m., which is a little later than usual. I'm usually like, I feel like asleep by 9:30, so not too bad, but still, like 10, a little after 10, I fell asleep. I was fine, but like around 3 a.m. or so, I woke up because I needed to go pee. And then after that, I just could not go back to sleep. Like, I tried everything. Like, I closed my eyes. I like just laid there and I just couldn't sleep. I think partly because I have really bad allergies right now and my eyes were like super itchy, and my nose was stuffy. My nose was stuffy, which it hadn't been. My eyes have been watery, but my nose hasn't been too bad. Oh gosh, the lighting here is like so bad, but if I don't film right now, I'm just not gonna have time because I have to go to work afterwards. But anyway, so yeah, I just couldn't sleep. Like, my nose was stuffy, my eyes were like watery and itchy, and I have been trying not to take too much allergy medicine because I just don't know if it's gonna like affect anything. Oh my goodness. My doctor did say that I was okay to take Zysol, which is what I normally take, but I don't know, I just feel weird putting so much stuff into my body right now. So I'm just trying to like push through, and like, I didn't take a pill yesterday, but I'm probably gonna take one today because I don't know if like I can deal with this for another day. So I'm gonna take one today, hopefully. I feel a little bit better. But yeah, so I just couldn't go to sleep last night. I probably ended up going back to falling asleep like around like a little past 4. I know it was like a full hour that I was awake because I ended up just turning on the TV to see if maybe like, I was like, okay, sorry. I ended up turning on the TV, thinking that maybe if like I put on a show, maybe I kind of like get sleepy or something. I also think I just have so much on my mind right now, like just with this transfer and knowing that this lining check was today, and so I don't know. I'm sure that had something to do with it, but yeah, I was like, maybe if I would like watch some like mindless TV show, I'll like fall asleep or whatever. But still, I couldn't actually ended up getting into it. I was just watching some like murder crime show on ID Investigation Discovery. So anyway, I'm so weird, but yeah, so that's what I was watching, and I like got really into it, but then it did towards the end, like I started like feeling like really tired, and so I fell asleep like around 4, and my alarm goes off at 7 a.m. so I can take my estrays and then get ready for the appointment. I just quickly jumped in the shower and got ready, but I was not ready to like wake up. Like, I for sure needed more sleep, but I guess that's my fault for staying up. And anyways, so all that just to say, I have my lining checked today. I am super nervous for this appointment. I feel like this appointment always makes me really nervous because it's the one appointment that could delay everything, and I just don't want there to be any delays. I want everything to be perfect. if my lining is not thick enough, or if the pattern isn't what it needs to be, I am for sure going to postpone. I mean, I'm sure my doctor would, but if for some reason they didn't, I would, you know, not go forward with it. There was one transfer that we did do where my lining was, like, my lining thickness was fine. Again, I apologize for the really, really bad lighting. But anyway, there was one transfer we did where the lining was not, or my lining was, I remember it being thick. I forgot exactly like what it was, like where it was at, but I remember it was thick enough to transfer. It was the pattern that wasn't like what it needed to be, because normally they want to see a trilaminar. Gosh, my lips are like so chapped. Not chapped, they're just dry. They want to see a trilaminar pattern, and mine wasn't. It wasn't that one transfer, but for some reason we ended up proceeding with the transfer, because I think they said that once I start progesterone, like that could affect it. And so we did the transfer. We didn't check my lining again, like right before the transfer, so I don't know if it did end up becoming like a trilaminar pattern, or if it didn't. But I always just, you know, told myself going forward with any transfer, I'm not transferring if I don't see a trilaminar pattern, and if I don't, if it's not big enough. So yeah, that's what we're looking for in today's appointment. I really hope everything is perfect. I've been doing so much recently to, you know, help my lining. I've been on, well, obviously the medication that they put me on, which is estrace. I'm on those 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. And then I'm also, like, I did all the stuff that they, you know, say to do to help with aligning, and like I just, you know, all the, I guess I've had so many transfer, like I already know, but like I always just jump on Google and stuff, or TikTok, Instagram, to see what people are doing, but it's always the same. Like they suggest to take bone broth, pomegranate juice, Brazil nuts, what else? Oh, I was taking a tea, a red leaf raspberry leaf tea, I believe that's what it is. So I was doing that. I was drinking a ton of water. Well, I always normally drink a lot of water, but I've been drinking a lot of water. And I've been having like a lot of eggs and spinach, because I guess that's like, you know, for fertility friendly food. So it's just so awkward right now, because like I'm at a red light and I just feel like people are looking at me. But anyway, so, oh gosh, I'm all over the place, but my lips are so dry right now. I did my makeup and I forgot to put something on my lips. But anyways, so the appointment right now is at 8 a.m. Shouldn't take too long. I'm assuming I'm like the first patient of the day, so shouldn't take too long. I also have blood work I need to do right afterwards, and then after that I am gonna go to work. It's Friday. If everything looks good, we should start progesterone tomorrow, and yeah, that's gonna suck because we have on my husband's side a family reunion, and we're probably gonna be at the reunion at the time that I need to do the injection, so I'm gonna have to take it with me and do it. You know, our first injection for this transfer will be on the road, which, you know, I just rather be home and and just do it at home, like no distractions or anything like that, and just, you know, be calm and whatever. But you just gotta do what you gotta do, right? Like life continues. You know, things like we we still have things going on in our lives. So yeah, we're not telling anyone about this transfer. Our families do know that EJ is an IVF baby, and they knew about the transfer that we did a few months ago, the one that ended up in a chemical pregnancy. I documented it, so I'll link it somewhere here if you're interested in watching that. But they knew about that one, but we just don't want to tell anyone about this one, just because although they mean well, I just feel like it's so much pressure. You know, people check in and like ask questions, and they want to know. And I guess even with like YouTube, like it took me a while to upload those videos, because it was just a really hard time for me. And I have to edit these videos. I have to like relive all those moments, and for a while I just wasn't ready to do that. It's so heartbreaking, like, and then you have to, you know, like I said, just relive it. And it took me a few months to finally edit those videos and post them up for you guys. And even when I was editing those videos, like, I started crying. Like, I thought I was gonna not be as hard because like a few months had gone by, but gosh, man, I really need to get a mount for my camera. But I feel like I'm always recording in my car, so I don't know why I don't just get one. I had purchased one previously and it just didn't work. Like, I don't know. So now I'm like, I don't want to spend money again if it's not gonna work. I could have returned it. I don't know why I didn't, but anyway, maybe I just have to look and do a little more research. But oh my gosh. Okay, so like I was saying, yeah, so when I was editing those videos, like, it was just really hard for me, and I started crying and like just opened up that wound again. And yeah, so I'm gonna try to just push through with these videos so they're not so behind, regardless of the outcome, because I feel like no matter what, it's gonna hurt, right? Like, I know that now. Like, it's gonna hurt if I do it now, or it's gonna hurt if I do it in a few months. But again, no promises. I just need to do what's like best for my mental health. Best for my mental health. But anyway, you guys, I am here, so I'm gonna go check in, and then I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, so I want to let you guys know how my appointment went. So I have you guys on my Stanley cup, so hopefully you don't fall. But so it was a very interesting appointment. I want to start off by saying that my clinic is in Seattle, which is 3 hours away from where we live. We live on the east side of Washington, so if you're familiar with you know, Washington State, you'll know kind of, you know, just like the west side, where, you know, that's Seattle area, and then we're on the east side. Anyway, so my clinic main office is in Seattle, but they do have a satellite clinic where I live. And so all of the monitoring, like the blood work and the ultrasounds, all get done at the satellite clinic, and all like the major procedures get done in Seattle, so the main clinic. And so that's like the egg retrieval and transfers. Anyway, so local monitoring is done by a doctor here, and then he sends over the ultrasounds and the report, like all the reports, over to our doctor. And sorry guys, I'm like, I have really bad allergies, so I'm like, I sound a little stuffy. But anyway, so he does the monitoring, and then he sends everything over to my doctor in Seattle, and he reviews it, and he has the ultimate say, like, if, you know, if everything looks good, or and like if we can proceed to the next step, or, you know, if, you know, he needs to do any changes or anything like that. So I went here locally, had my ultrasound, we were checking for lining, and we were checking for the lining pattern. And so the I'm trying to think, so the lining thickness was at 12.45, which is great, I think, because most clinics want to see it above 8, and mine was like way above that. But of course, like, then I started to think like, wait, like, is that too thick? Like, is there such a thing as a lining that's too thick? So I was like on Google and Reddit and like all these like all these websites, just trying to like see if 12.45 was considered normal, and if it was too thick. But yeah, most things I found online mentioned that it was fine. I think there is such a thing as like a lining that's too thick, but I think most things I read said it was like a 16 or above, so I should be good there. But of course, again, I worried. But the thing that did concern me was that when he was describing the lining pattern, he called it a weakly trilaminar shaped uterine lining, which, you know, if you are familiar with IVF, when doing a transfer, they want your lining thickness to be 8 or above, and for your uterine lining to have a trilaminar shape, meaning that they want to see like 3 layers in your uterine lining. So when he said weekly, I took it as like not fully triple layered lining. So I did ask him like if that was fine, like, am I okay, like, should I be concerned? And he quickly, like, you know, try to kind of like backpedal and say that no, like, you should be fine. He's like, I can see that you do have a triple layered uterine lining. He's like, I don't think that there's a reason why your doctor wouldn't want to proceed with the transfer. And then he said that, then he also said something like, you have a few days before you transfer, you should be fine. So of course, like, I'm super concerned, again, on Reddit and Google, and trying to like find other people who've had like similar experiences, because I've had this experience before. And we did do a transfer and my lining wasn't like, he said, see, but back then he said that my lining was not triple layered. Like, he said he did not see a trilaminar pattern, but we still transferred. I don't know why. I'm not sure, but this time he said it was there, just weekly. So okay, so according to my nurse and to the doctor that reviewed the ultrasound and the reports, he said that everything looks fine, and that the pattern is subjective. So it kind of just depends on who's looking at it. He didn't find any issues with it, it sounds like, and he thinks that everything is fine and we should be able to transfer. So I'm just really trying to kind of like relax and just trust the doctors. And they saw a triple layered lining. I'm sorry, I feel like I just keep saying like trilaminar, triple layered, but like this is really what this video is about, like having this issue. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to relax. Eric, my husband, told me that I need to trust the doctors, and that I just need to like let it go. Like, just, you know, like they would cancel if it was an issue. So yeah, so anyway, sorry. Anyway, my lining is at 12.45. I have a trilaminar lining, that's what I'm telling myself. So everything is looking good. We are transferring in 6 days, and I do start medications tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll start, I think it was So I start micronized vaginal progesterone, 1200 milligrams, and that's going to be twice a day. I have to take those 12 hours apart, and then I'm going to still be on estradiol, so that's 3 times a day, and then I'll also start progesterone and oil injections tomorrow. So I'll start those around, I think I'm gonna do that like around 7 p.m. because it just works best for us to do it around that time. Sorry if that was distracting, but anyway, we have a few errands to run. We're actually gonna head over to Costco because I want to make sure that we grab meals that are gonna be easy and fast to cook during that transfer week. I really want to take it easy. Like, I don't want to stress out, and dinner, like, I'm trying to like cook dinner and plan dinner for the week is like stressful for me. I don't know if you guys can relate, but it'll be nice just to like be able to pop something in the oven or do like prepare something that is you know, pretty simple for the most part. So that's the plan. That's what we're gonna do. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of like my mind is all over the place, but I feel like that's kind of like the way all my videos are recently, like just with IVF. I'm just a very big worrier, and I stress out a lot, so I'm trying not to, but it's just not my personality to not do that. So it's gonna be hard for me. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. It really does help my channel out. And then I would appreciate any positive comments down below if you've, you know, dealt with any of this yourself. And even if you haven't had any positive experiences with a poorly shaped lining, please share. I just want to know everything. So I'm doing good, thank you.
Hey, so I just wanted to let you know that your results were provider reviewed today, and everything looked great. Your estradiol was nice and high, progesterone nice and low, and then your lining was nice and thick. So we are all set to proceed with the second half of your calendar.
Okay. I don't know. I do have a question, and I don't know if like you can answer it, but at the appointment, Dr. Sizemore, when he was looking at my lining, he said that it was weekly trilaminar. Did Dr. Lettery review that? Like, did he think it was? I'm just concerned.
Yeah, so what I'm looking at right here is it was reviewed. Let's see who the provider was. It was Dr. Dudley, and he reviewed your ultrasound results. And it looks like it was trilaminar. So he said you were all set to proceed, but I can send him a message if you would like. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I know I'm not a doctor, but I was able to see the ultrasound, so I wasn't sure what he meant by weekly. Because I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, and I'm so sorry to just throw this onto you, but
no,
like ever since
you're totally fine.
Ever since the appointment, like I've just been like on Google, and I'm like, what does he mean like by weekly? Like I know what it means, but I didn't know how like that would affect anything. And
yeah, let me send Dr. Dudley a message, and then I'll get back to you as soon as he responds. Okay?
Okay, so you'll call me back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So sorry. I just want to for sure make sure that everything looks good.
No, you're totally good. I completely understand. So I will send him a message, and then as soon as I get that confirmation, I'll give you a call back.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Of course. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Hello? Hi.
MSRN. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for calling me back.
Of course. Hey, so I spoke with our rounding provider, Dr. Dudley, today, and he did want to reassure you that trilaminar versus weekly trilaminar is pretty subjective, and it's not relied upon for management decisions, especially when your lining is nice and thick. It's over 10 millimeters. It's 12 millimeters today, and then your labs also look great. So he said, I do still recommend proceeding with the second half of your calendar because everything, like your overall picture, your lining, your labs, everything looks great.
Okay. Okay. So still okay to transfer then?
Yeah, we're still okay to proceed. Everything looks great. He said Just that weekly part that Dr. Sizemore had mentioned earlier this morning is pretty subjective. So it's not something that they rely upon. They look at like the overall picture. And since your lining is nice and thick and those labs are still looking great, we're all set to proceed.
Okay, and then I don't know if he answered this, but did he also agree though with Dr. Sizemore, or?
He didn't say that if he thought it was weekly trilaminar. He just said it's subjective.
Okay.
So more of it depends from person to person. Like he may thought it was like normal trilaminar, and Dr. Sizemore thought it was weekly.
Okay.
But he said like that's just subjective. It's not something they use to base their decisions off of. And he was like, your lining looks great, and so do your labs.
Okay. So like if it wasn't trilaminar, that would have been obvious, right?
Yeah, if they had any concerns or hesitation, they would have recommended coming back in a couple days.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's a relief. Thank you.
Of course. I'm sorry to be calling you this late.
No,
but
it's
everything
fine.
looks great. I sent you that portal message on there. And then we'll call you. I believe we're going to call you on the 15th. Let me look at that message I sent you. Let me see. Yeah, we'll be calling you on the 15th for your transfer on the 17th.
Okay, and that's for the time?
Yeah, that's for the time.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Of course. Have a good weekend. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
soon.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
I just hope that's the case. Oh, I need to let go, let God, and trust the doctors. I'm just praying this really, really works. Please, please let this work.